Introduce myself.
Howard Camelgarn.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. I don't have any fancy presentations. I'm just going to talk about myself a little bit and the great experiences I've had with my family and NYU and Anna Pavlik and Kathy and Rajesh. They've been great. I am a stage 4 melanoma cancer survivor. I've been through this now for 7 years, just about 7 years. It started by something very silly and my not understanding melanoma and what it is. And I think the common person really doesn't understand how dangerous melanoma can be. My experience started with a beauty mark I had on my right thigh. I had it almost my whole life, and it changed. And I said to myself, being the macho male, hadn't been to a doctor in about 11 years, and said, you know what? What's the worst it could be? Skin cancer? Go to the doctor, they'll cut it off, and I'll be done. Not really understanding that melanoma can go to your lymph nodes and can affect your whole body. Had no clue about that. The only reason why I really ended up going to a doctor is my daughter saw the beauty mark and she said, "Dad, if you don't go to the doctor, I'm taking you by the hair and I'm going to drag you there." And I went to the doctor, and that was a great experience in that he wouldn't even come near me. He saw it, dragged me right down the hall to a dermatologist. They did the biopsy, and he said, "I can send you to the oncologist. I live upstate, or I can send you to NYU Cancer Research." And that's where I went, and that was one of the best things that could have ever happened. I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Like I said, it did spread to my lymph nodes. Dr. Shapiro was my first surgeon. He was a great guy. He made me feel comfortable, especially since I didn't go to doctors and didn't feel comfortable around them. And he made me feel comfortable to start and introduced me to Dr. Pavlik and that crew. Had my first surgery, removed the melanoma from my thigh and my lymph nodes from my right groin, and had radiation. And then shortly after that, from all the slides you saw, I think all those slides were about me. It had spread to my neck, and the lymph nodes in my neck. Had surgery, and they took those out. And Dr. Pavlik asked me if I wanted to participate in a clinical trial, which I did. And as clinical trials go, what they did was they actually took my cancer and did some magic and reinserted it in my body to see if it would fight off. And unfortunately, that really didn't work, and it came back again. And this time I had the melanoma on, not the lymph nodes on my kidneys now were cancerous. And met another great surgeon who did my kidney surgery robotically. I was one of the first people they did that on. Unbelievable experience. I had the surgery on a Friday, and I was back at work by Tuesday. Dr. Pavlik didn't believe me until I took my shirt off, and she could see the 6 little bitty incisions. It was just amazing. I recovered from that, and then shortly after that, on a scan, it had spread to my stomach. And Dr. Pavlik, being involved in more clinical trials, said, "You know what, let's not do any more surgeries. Maybe all these surgeries stir things up and were causing things to spread." And I actually went on one of those Ipi Novo clinical trials. And unbelievably, well, it was on my stomach and in my chest wall, and you could feel it. Shortly after that, after just a few treatments, it disappeared. They couldn't even feel it anymore. It wasn't there. It got clinically approved, and it went from the Ipi Novo just to the Novo. I did that for 36 weeks, and I'm cancer-free. I'm actually going next week for my 6-month scan to make sure I'm still cancer-free. It's been a great, I'm going to say great experience, but my family, my wife, in support and taking care of me, yelling at me about my diet every day, and Dr. Pavlik's office, they're my second family. I tell people all the time, and my friends and coworkers, if you have a beauty mark, a freckle, anything that changes, don't wait. Just go to the dermatologist. Let them tell you it's okay. Have it removed. Don't be silly like I was, and have them do something. Have them take it off so that you don't have to go through what I did. And I just say how lucky I am to have the family I had, and NYU. I walk into NYU, and the welcoming committee knows me by name, and they're the nicest people. Everybody I've met here has been just unbelievable. And I tell people, if you have to have an experience, you have cancer, that's the place to go. And that's really my story. And I thank everybody.